I'll tell you somebody who is not a victim, and that is Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yes.
So we'll touch on that. So we had a crazy day on Friday, packed house. It started off that morning with a PBD podcast with the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez,
Yes.
and a special guest on the podcast, Graham Stephan. Sort of a weird combo. We talked about the difference between Florida and what's going on in Florida with DeSantis and the mayor of Miami and Graham Stephan, who left California and moved to Vegas. I think we have an image of that morning, that picture of after the podcast. Malik. Okay, well, he's pulling up the image. So anyway, this is something that I would give the power of networking. I've known the mayor for years. I've interviewed him multiple times. Here he goes. You have the mayor of Miami right in the middle, Francis Suarez, famous for basically his famous tweet, "How can I help?" which is encouraging Silicon Valley and Elon Musk to basically anoint Miami as the #1 future city in America, let's say. Graham Stephan, little dude, but packs a powerful punch.
Short king.
PBD, Short King, and Tom Ellsworth, awesome podcast. That's how the day started. I met Graham years ago at a FinCon event.
See?
Known him for years. I've known the mayor for years. But sometimes good thing takes time. This is the first time that either of them were on the PBD podcast. So a lot of this happened years after we met. This goes back to the power of networking, playing the long game, being likable, not being too needy, not being like someone that's like, please, can we do something? Like I say all the time, people like doing business with people they like. No matter what business you're in the people business. Speaking of someone who's in the people business, this guy Vivek is everywhere.
Yes.
He's meeting with people. He's meeting with constituents. He's going on every show, every panel. He ain't shy.
Yeah.
And this guy is an absolute beast. And this past week, he came on Valuetainment and did the PBD podcast Townhall here. Super likable guy. The first time we had him on the podcast was a few months ago. Hey man, here's my number. Let's keep in touch. Awesome. Developed a relationship with PBD, and this whole thing manifested. And we had a packed house here, a couple hundred people, packed house, questions, answers, panel galore. Awesome town hall. That's something that we're going to be doing more of here at Valuetainment. Here's actually a clip of a little behind the scenes before Vivek took the stage. Here's me doing a little Instagram story of PBD coming out and Vivek getting ready to come out. Let's play that.
And CEO of Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David!
How you feeling, Vivek? Let's go. So Vivek was awesome.
Yeah.
He was amazing. Actually, super likable guy, super personable. I mean, just nailed every answer. Boom, here's what I would do with China. Boom, here's what I would do with Russia. Boom, here's what I would do with the wokeness. Boom, here's what I would do with ESG. Boom, here's how I would handle Trump. Boom. But the one question, which I think is going to be the biggest challenge for him, speaking of sitting down with all types of people, black, white, Latino, Hispanic, Hindu, was this question that came from an audience member. So I said, will Vivek be the first millennial president? But what are the chances he's the first Hindu president? Obviously, the big question is, as he's sort of coming closer to DeSantis in the polls, does he have any chance of beating Trump? Now, he's a tech, Wall Street, multi-millionaire, super likable guy, super smart guy. But is this a challenge that can be overcome? So here's the question. Let's play that clip.
Unabashedly proclaim that one of your tenets is God is real. And as a Christian, my faith is first and foremost who I am. Being a Hindu, can you please share your faith about God and what you think of his son, Jesus Christ?
Thank you. So I appreciate that. So I'll share with you my faith, and I'll share with you the relevance that I think it has to leading this country. So I'm a Hindu. There's many strains like there are Christianity, Catholicism, etc. There's many strains of Hinduism too. I believe in one true God. I believe that God resides in each of us. I think it is the same statement of spirit when we say in the Christian tradition, and I did go to Catholic schools and I've read the Bible perhaps more closely than most Christians I know.
One more story.
It's the same message as when we say we are equal because we are made in the image of God. It's the same spirit to say that's where our equality comes from. It's not some secular value. We're equal in the eyes of each other because we're equal in the eyes of God. The tradition I was raised in, we say we're equal in the eyes of each other because God resides in each of us. That we each have a duty to one another. You gotta think about that strand of sacrifice and duty. That's foundational to Hinduism. I think it's the common strand between the Old Testament and the New. I mean, God asked Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac for God. He didn't make him follow through with it. The New Testament, God comes back and says, I will sacrifice my son, Jesus Christ, for you, the people. And so that's a long way of saying that I'm not Christian. And just in my spirit of my answer to the last question, I'll never pretend to be something I'm not. I'm always going to speak the truth about who I am and what I stand for. But I think it's deeply true that we share the same Judeo-Christian values that this nation was founded on. And this nation was absolutely founded on Judeo-Christian values. That's a fact. It is also a fact that I deeply share those values in common. And to be honest, does our church, does our family, when there's a Hindu temple available, will we go for our collection of self to a church if that's the next closest available opportunity for prayer? Yes, we will. And so in our tradition, we say Jesus Christ is a son of God. I understand that's different than saying he's the son of God, but we share the same value set in common. And I'm not running to be pastor-in-chief. I'm running to be commander-in-chief. It's a different role. And for that role, cool. I think we share the same values.
So the guy's a beast. The guy's an absolute beast. Yeah. On stage, off stage, super likable. And it's incredible to see where he is now. Is America ready for him to be president? We shall see. But he certainly has the traits that I think will put him in the running for that. And one of the things we say about here is the future looks bright. That guy ain't going anywhere. Yeah. So if it doesn't happen in 2024, I wouldn't be shocked again if he ran in 2028 and beyond. If he is potentially the first Hindu president and first millennial president. But the guy's a beast. And I think the future looks bright for that guy. Super likable.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another. Or if you want to watch the entire SOSCAST, click right here.